Robert, it's great to be with you this morning. I know it's just a few weeks ago that we had coffee, and before we dive into this partnership that I'm so excited about between Indy Recorder and Recorder Media and Indy Chamber, I just need to ask you, how's it going? How's the publication? How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, Michael. Thanks for having me. The publication is going great. As I tell people, it's a privilege and a pride of mine to even be the president and CEO of such a long-standing organization.
Well, I enjoyed getting together recently. Of course, I had read a lot about you and your everything from your military background, entrepreneurial background, and I think it's safe to say things have accelerated pretty fast. We met for coffee and I took a bunch of notes, and so here we are, just a few weeks later, talking about this platform that Indy Chamber is proud to be a part of, where Indy Recorder and Indy Chamber are going to tell these great stories of minority entrepreneurs, their triumphs, their struggles. From your perspective, I can talk all day long about why this is important to Indy Chamber, but from your perspective, why is this a fit for Indy Recorder?
Michael, to also reiterate what you just said, we only met less than a month ago. So this shows the passion you have and I have about highlighting these individuals and doing certain things. So kudos to the Indy Chamber, kudos to you. But this is important to the Indy Recorder to highlight, especially these minority business owners who sometimes don't have the resources or revenue or even the time to even do such a thing like this.
Well, as we shared, and actually you and I know we have a few things in common, both from military families, and then also not being from neither of us from Indianapolis. Obviously, had some have kind of now made Indianapolis our homes in recent years. It's like I can appreciate that for some, Indianapolis is a city of great opportunity, but for a large percentage of our population, it's not seen as a place of great opportunity. And we've been thinking a lot at Indy Chamber for the past few years, how can we build a better support network for people, specifically entrepreneurs? Because, if we need to be a competitive city, then we need to be a place that's got a great support network for entrepreneurs, particularly minority entrepreneurs. And I know you have a real passion at Indy Recorder for serving, an increasing number of small businesses. What do you think of when you think of how we can reach people by telling these stories? What are the most important things that come to mind for Indy Recorder?
Indy has a great city to live in. It has a great workplace, great entrepreneurs. The main difference I think in this partnership is showing outsiders the great things that Indy has to offer. To me that's huge. It's huge because it's a lot of great business, a lot of great owners who are doing great things in Indianapolis. So now I'm glad that we're partnering to highlight these businesses.
We, at Indy Chamber, as you and I have talked about, we came to this partnership through a couple of ways. One was the whole landscape of economic development is changing. There's, 20, 30 years ago, economic development was about using incentives to get companies, to lure companies to your city and get them to expand. And that still happens. It doesn't happen as often as it used to. Now there's a higher percentage of the jobs being created by small businesses, and an increasing number of small businesses are being started up by minority entrepreneurs. And just, it comes like our own realization that if we really want to represent Indianapolis business community and we really want to be growing the economy in a more inclusive way, Indy Chamber, we've got to be reaching out to the business community in its full diversity. And it felt like a rare opportunity. There is a lot of overlap between Indy Chamber membership and Indy Recorder readers. Yes. But we know we could do so much more. So the ability to get many of these great entrepreneurs to tell their stories via the Indy Recorder platform is a huge opportunity for us. And Robert, I want to ask you, about the changes happening, you know, at Indy Recorder. So obviously you've come into this position to lead a business that's existed for generations. It's had a lot of trust in the community for generations, and yet Indy Recorder is in the midst of some changes as well. Is that right?
Yes. Yes. Just the main thing, you know, the main thing, the Recorder been here 126 years, which is awesome. The print and hard copy paper is doing great. But one of the main changes I'm making is try to make us go more digital, more online, and more website based. By doing that we're able to reach anybody anywhere at the top of a button and just get more people to tune in.
Absolutely. And you know, I mean, so you have the perspective of an entrepreneur, you know, with a media company that's changing. One thing that I've been appreciating, especially during COVID the last 2 years, as the Indy Chambers is becoming more inclusive, putting millions of dollars behind our small business lending. I do want to emphasize, we're only able to reach new businesses and clients that we can help, and new Indy Chamber members too, via many different partnerships, including organizations like Indy Black Chamber, Inno Power, you know, who has Emil Ekior's got a long-standing relationship with Indianapolis Recorder, obviously. Yeah. And I'm excited. I'm excited to tell the stories, to reach these entrepreneurs, and I'm hopefully excited that it's going to lead to some new relationships, because I know, like, you and I moved here in adulthood. I think we've, you know, been able to make a lot of connections here. Yeah. And I know I know from our conversations, you and I both love the city. I've met a lot of entrepreneurs, minority entrepreneurs. I'm thinking of one of our clients who's got this great executive search firm, who said, I moved here from Chicago a decade ago, and I couldn't accomplish in Chicago what I can accomplish in Indianapolis. But then I know there's another side of the coin, because I meet these folks all the time, entrepreneurs who are like, I've been trying to break through, you know, getting into new networks, and I just can't do it. And I know that it's like, Robert, it's like, it's not just the financial capital that we're seeking to help people with, but the social capital as well. Yeah. Does that make sense? And I know Recorder's telling those stories. What do you think about that?
It makes perfect sense, Michael. You remember, and plus you say my military background, plus me also being an entrepreneur myself. I own my own business for about 12 years. So this is a passion of mine to highlight these businesses here that's doing great things. But also, so to me, let's also use this as a way to have people engage, but also network with each other to do certain things, because you can have a perfect idea, a perfect business plan, strategy, and all of that. If you don't have people to network with and network with and see what you're doing, all that is useless.
And I hope, you know, it's like there's another part of the opportunity, which is why we're so excited to enter into this partnership. In America right now, you do have more people leaning in. So now I'm thinking about companies and businesses who maybe not minority owned, but the CEO knows that he or she has a problem with a lack of diversity, maybe among their management team or their board, maybe a lack of diversity in their supplier networks. And we're really hoping that via telling these stories of entrepreneurs, via this partnership, that we might provide a resource and some inspiration and ideas for those companies who are right now leaning in, saying, hey, if we're going to succeed as a company, we need to move the needle on diversity across, you know, within our company. Do you have any, you know, insights about or ideas about where this might take us on that opportunity, Robert?
That's an excellent point. This is how I look at it, Michael. A lot of these businesses are have presidents and CEOs who are Black and African American. So to me, this is a perfect opportunity also for some of these businesses to reach down, bring some of these ladies and men up, mentor them, talk to them, and get them to that level where they need to be at to be able to serve on a board, to do X, Y, and Z. So this is a perfect opportunity, not just for highlighting business, but the whole process.
Well, there's something too. You just made me think of something too. As economic development has shifted, we've realized that we don't have, in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of our board and Indy Chamber, we don't have anywhere near the support system, the support network that we need for entrepreneurs in general, minority entrepreneurs in particular, where we can say Indianapolis is the best city. If you've got a business idea, any kind of innovation, you've got to come to Indianapolis because they've got the best network. We have so many great things about our city. We can't say at this time that we are the best city to start that business. And I think a lot of it is connecting dots that already exist within our city. And there's something, I don't know, Robert, there's something about telling the stories and really, I've learned understanding the stories of these individual entrepreneurs, because their stories are all interesting. You know, what can readers expect to see, via this partnership as we kind of give visibility to these entrepreneurs? Are there other things that come to mind from your perspective?
Readers can expect to see in my mind. I'm from a small town in Mississippi. When I moved here, I was told the east side, west side, south side, and north side. To me, we have to collaborate to bring all of these businesses together, Michael. That's just, bring all these businesses together. So some of these stories are going to see how a person started a business small, now they're at a high level. How sometimes one business may have failed. They open another business up. So to me, that it's going to have everything a reader and even a entrepreneur need to hear and learn about starting a business, or maybe want to just learn more about things.
Absolutely. Well, I know that, the political environment is really tough out there, and the Recorder reports on that, all the time. And yet I do sense a shift, and I think some of it's generational. Robert, you and I are Gen Xers, but people I see even within our own staff, people within, even my own neighborhood, a greater openness when you look at younger generations and people that are coming into leadership. Many of them are entrepreneurs.
Yes.
I'm really hoping that this partnership between Indy Recorder and Indy Chamber, and that people will really connect with the stories, and that's going to lead to creating more of these opportunities. So before I tell folks watching this video what they can expect, is there anything more that you want to mention from the Recorder side about the partnership that maybe we haven't mentioned?
I'm just excited, Michael, to have this opportunity to share these stories of many entrepreneur business, many African American business that's doing great things in Indianapolis. And to me, this can lead to a more people coming here, more people seeing the great things that Indy are doing, and to also it will bring awareness to people that may have not known about this business or this person.
Well, from Indy Chamber's perspective, we're very excited that we have a lot of learning to do, and a lot of that learning we do through building these relationships. Indy Recorder's got a trusted brand, as Robert said, for over 100 years. And so we're excited about a lot of the connections that we're going to make and everything that we're going to learn about how to build a better support system for minority entrepreneurs. We're going to tell some stories that I hope people will find inspiring. And you will see the first story next Monday on the Indy Recorder site and the Indy Chamber site. Robert Shigog, any final thoughts before we launch this partnership and head into the next chapter?
Thanks for having me. I am so elated and just happy that only a month ago you was just literally sitting out having coffee, just talking about these things, and now we're here and the time is now. The time is now. So
Yeah,
thank you.
I hope that says something about Indianapolis. That these things can move very fast,
Yeah.
and I hopefully we've got a great success story. As we look back in a year or so. So anyway, Robert Shegog, it's great to be with you. We are so excited at Indy Chamber to launch this partnership. It's not like anything that we've done, quite like anything that we've done before. So if any of you are for all of you watching the video, I should say, look for the first profile next Monday. And we'll continue to tell these inspiring stories as we try to create a better Indianapolis economic development ecosystem that works for everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.